Hey, look, I
whatever
don't
it
know
would
where we
be.
left off before, but after Bishop Sheen, I moved into general illustration, and I did everything: golden
Mhm.
books, all kinds of things, you name it, Reader's Digest, advertising art, all kinds of stuff with Tim. And then we did illustrate the Lord of the Rings, which gave us a fandom, global fandom. So that's the first time we got fans now. After by this time, I think we're 40 years old or something. We got a long, long career, and then we got fans and fan letters, and then we did a Star Wars poster, which added to the fandom, and then I did Ursharak, my own novel with Tim, my friend Jerry Nichols, and
Okay.
uh, uh, that made it. That did pretty well. We tried to get it off the ground as a movie, but couldn't get it done because nobody was Star Wars. Everything had to be space, and nobody was interested in sword and sorcery. You know,
Yeah.
Conan was underway, and they wanted to know what that was going to go like before they would touch it. But I couldn't pursue it anymore because it's a very expensive process trying to get a movie off the ground. And then I met Jean. This is the best thing that came out of it, and and she then became my agent and rep, and she started a publishing company with her brother, Unicorn Publishing, and
Okay.
and we decided to do classics that we both loved, Gene and I, that were in the public domain: Wizard of Oz, Dracula, Phantom of the Opera, Pinocchio, and we did that for years, and then that moved into Spiderweb Art Gallery, which was what we have now, and we sell art, and we I do art, I do commissions, and I do a lot of stuff for Marvel Comics, and I also have done all the work for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra for the last, oh my God, I don't know how, 17, 18, a long time, many years.
A long time.
Yeah. And this is one of my pinups now in my pinup series that I keep working on. I've been doing that since 1999, and I've done maybe 100 or so of those, and more retro, back to the 1940s and 50s kind of stuff that I can remember as a kid, that my grandfather had all the calendars of in his basement. And so that's kind of like where we're at right now.
Okay. So we're going to I'm going to back up a little bit
Back
because
it up.
you just you just did the light speed version of your career from the Lord of the Rings on, um, which I think let's delve into some of that stuff a little bit more. Again, now that we're live again, we
Mm-hmm.
apologize for any of the technical issues that we were having. It's our first go at this. Uh, we had a few viewers here, so if anybody wants to ask questions, please feel free to type them in the comments. And if that's something Greg wants to touch on, I'll read it off to him and he can answer it. Okay. So let's back up. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings just
Mm-hmm.
for um, for a little bit. All right.
Okay.
Because there are a multitude of conversations that can just come from uh, the Lord of the Rings paintings. So you started that in 1976. Is that the first calendar that
The
came
first
out?
calendar came out in '76. We
So
did it
you
in
started those illustrations when?
'75.
Okay.
We had there were Ballantine Books had they were doing publishing the rings, and they've been doing the calendars too. Tolkien's art. Tolkien did those paintings and stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
Tim Kirk was a fan artist. That's what they called him back in the day. I don't know. And he had done a calendar. And then the back of that calendar that we saw it. We picked it up in the store. It said they're looking for artists to illustrate the rings. Ballantine Books. So Tim and I called up Ian Summers, who was the art director. In those days, you get on a phone and you could actually talk to an art director. They answered the phone. I mean, really, it was like a different world back then. I mean, it was more human.
Yeah.
Like you got to make appointments 3 years in advance to talk to somebody you already know. And back then, no, they. And so Ian, we had a bunch of art, of course, all of our career, our professional stuff, and then we had done some drawings of the characters from the rings, and we called Ian, and he had us come over, and they hired us to do the calendar right off the bat.
Now, were you a fan
Wait a
of the
minute,
books?
Yeah, wait a minute, Keith.
What
Gene is here.
Facebook page are you live on?
It should be on the Spiderweb art page.
No, it's not.
Okay, because we're live right now, Gene. We have people interacting with us. So it's on one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a fan. I mean, when we were working for Bishop Sheen, one of the women who worked there, she saw a painting that Tim and I did just on our own. We were just doing it at home. We brought it in. And she saw that looks like The Hobbit. Which we said, what's that? She said, oh, you don't know what that is? And she brought the book in. This is 1968, maybe 67, somewhere in there. And
Okay.
we read it. And we said, oh, this is great. We'd like to illustrate this someday. So and then we found out about the rings, and we read that, and we said, oh, we got to illustrate this someday. So it kept cropping up with Tim and me that we should illustrate this someday. And it wasn't for another.
Was your career at this point, you were doing the children's books and stuff like that. You said, was it a linear path of just, book illustrations into the rings calendars? Were you doing anything else at the time? Were you still trying to pursue any kind of documentary films at the time? What was that trajectory like?
No, I mean, the last film I did a short Tim and I did a short 10-minute film for the Hour of St. Francis, which was like, these were Franciscans that had a real professional film operation in Hollywood, and they hired us to do a 10-minute film. And they said, whatever you want to make. But here, it's a subject of, it's for a discussion, young people discussion group. So Tim and I had a whole bunch of footage that we had shot on our own, all kinds of stuff. And we came up with this film called Come to Life. And what it was, I shot, like I say, I was taking a movie camera with me everywhere. And I shot my two of my kids, Mary and Laura, when they were little kids, in the car driving back from Jersey to Detroit to go for a Christmas one year. And we constructed this movie of these two little kids in the car with all local sound that we recorded in the car. They're sucking their thumbs and rubbing their blankets on their faces, looking out the window while all this winter time is going by. And you cut the American flag upside down. And gradually, what it's becoming is a whole statement on the 60s of all this footage. Yeah. Protest demonstrations, anti-war, civil rights, all kinds of stuff that we had shot. And family, Gene's suggesting what? Did I have to go? Yeah, what? Got a call?
Got a call? You got a call? You gotta go.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody. So we're going to wrap it up today. Thanks for hanging with us for the introduction to Greg's career, his lifespan. So we are going to do this again. And hopefully we're going to put it up on the social channels in advance of when we're going to go live. And if you liked it, please follow all the Spiderweb Art Facebook page, Greg Hildebrandt Facebook page. Find us on YouTube, Spiderweb Art Gallery, Instagram, and Twitter. All right. So nice chatting with you, Greg. I will talk to you later, sir.
Adios.
Have a good day.
You too.
Oh, yeah. You can just get up and walk away, and I'll turn it off over here, Greg.
What's going on, Gene? Oh, okay.
Okay. So how long do you think these things are going to go?
I don't know.
Now we have to really plan what we're doing. The reason I ended it. Hello.
Did you turn off the live stream on the computer?
I thought you were doing that.
I'm trying to log in to do that.